It's so good to be with you. My name is Yu Win, and I wanted to share this heartful thought with you. So, similar to a lot of these thoughts that I've shared, it is connected to loss. I recently found out that my college roommate's father passed away. I had met him a handful of times and have heard a little bit about her journey with it. But after reaching out to her and offering the support that I could, I reflected as I do, and it immediately brought me to wanting to live this very precious life, right? Wanting to do and be the things that I want to be. But the tricky thing was earlier that day, and maybe even the day before, I was already thinking about ego. And ego is a huge topic. Um, I know I can't even do it justice in this thought in this video, but I had basically been thinking about how my ego wants to make me feel like I'm important, that I'm special. And when I was sort of feeling into and remembering grief, having grief compounded, I started to wonder if ego is wrong, if my ego has been trying to make me feel important as a self-preservation tactic, what is the truth? And I was playing around with a lot of thoughts. I'm not special. I'm not important. When I think that I am, it's a fallacy. It's ignorance in the Buddhist idea of ignorance. And it was hard, right? It was hard coming up against that. And it also felt like a loss. And I'm left wondering if being ego driven, if this incessant need to feel important and special is not a sustainable way, then what is? And I sat in the sadness for much of yesterday, wondering and still trying to make sense of it. Still trying to accept and come to terms with it. Um, but what has been bringing me out of this dark place um, is the possibility that if it's not ego driven, maybe it's soul driven. And, just really quickly, I had a hypnotherapy session where I was sort of in a space where I wasn't in human form, but I was soul. I was like my soul. And my hypnotherapist had asked me, what is it like? How do you feel? And I'm like, there are no feelings, right? It just is. I just am. And so from that space, when I think of soul driven, I think of being in the truest form of myself. And from that place, it's not about proving myself. It's not about being the best that I can be. Um, but perhaps it's being who I am. Who I am is all there is, that it is, and I am. And I'm still wrapping my mind around this. But if anyone has any resources or material media that you've come across that talks about ego, I really appreciate you sharing it with me. Um, Yeah, this one is, it's a big one. It feels like an important ongoing lesson around ego and maybe unlearning, shifting the relationship there. Um, but if you do have anything, I'd really appreciate you sharing. And for now, I thank you so much for being here and thinking with me. Thank you for showing up. I look forward to the next time we connect. And until then, take good care.